Good afternoon, and thank you, and welcome to day 4 of the NICE Conference and Expo virtual series. It's been a fantastic 4 weeks, but we're not done just yet. Today we have an exciting day of great presentations, looking at a number of themes, particularly pathways. I do want to refer you to a few key items in the Zoom box. If you've been here for the past few sessions, you'll know this by now, but I want to reiterate for the first timers. So if you look at the bottom of your box, we do have an interpretation tab. So those are friends in Latin America and the Caribbean who are here. We have direct English to Spanish translations. Also, if you have a question for our speakers, if you have a question for our panelists, feel free to ask a question in the Q&A box down below, and we'll try to answer those for you either via chat or live during the session. I do want to recognize our sponsors. I've said this every week, but I can't say it enough. Our sponsors are really what have allowed us this year to make this as affordable and accessible as possible, including offering free registrations to all our students. So thank you so much to Cyben Solutions and Security Innovations for all your support, for all you do for the NICE Conference and Expo. I also encourage you to follow us on Twitter at NICE CyberCon using the hashtag NICECyberCon20. Feel free to take some screen caps, send those pictures to us on Twitter. We love that. And look forward to engaging with you throughout the course of the day. But without much further ado, I do want to introduce our kickoff speaker for today. He is the principal investigator for the NICE Conference and Expo grant. He's also the director of the Institute for Public Policy at FIU and the executive director at cybersecurity at FIU. Without much further ado, Brian Fonseca.
Thanks so much, Randy. Before we get started, I just want to say whoever did the playlist for you deserves a huge raise, because I was here chair dancing. It's probably the only dancing you'll ever catch me do, but I was doing some pretty good chair dancing. Excellent stuff. Congratulations on an incredible conference over the last few weeks. So I want to thank you, those of you attending the NICE Conference and Expo series this year. It really is an honor to have you all with us over the last few weeks. I want to give a special shout out to Rodney Peterson, Danielle Santos, and Marianne Merritt for entrusting FIU and New America with the conference. We're grateful, truly thankful in the spirit of Thanksgiving to have this partnership, and hope to continue nurturing it for many years to come. Later today, Karen Wetzel will premiere the updated NICE framework that is sure to be a staple in university curriculum development, and in general, an asset for industry and government in identifying cyber workforce roles in the tasks, knowledge, and skills that will enhance their workforce. I can't tell you how many people I come into contact with that when they hear about that particular effort and the NICE framework, use it incredibly often to ensure that they're mapping out their respective career trajectories, as well as industry, and looking for the types of skills they need to bolster their respective workforce. So it's critically important, as is the cybersecurity jobs openings in the United States and around the world continue to rise. Last week, CyberSeek released its updated interactive cyber map showing 521,000 job security openings in the United States. If you're not familiar with it, I highly recommend you make sure that you're leveraging CyberSeek. It's a tool that can really help us plan for the future cybersecurity workforce. It's done in an incredibly easy to use way. The way that it maps from entry level to mid-level to senior level professions, tells you where those jobs are, tell you where those what those job credentials or what those job openings require from a credential perspective. So it's just an amazing opportunity, to again help show that pathway into the cybersecurity field. Additionally, the NICE framework work roles can now be viewed when exploring data on job openings and career pathways in CyberSeek. Finally, the new data shows us that while the numbers of cybersecurity openings continue to rise, so does the number of people who are ready to fill those jobs. And I think that's a testament to many of you that are joining us that have worked really hard to help bolster the workforce that can take on these cybersecurity jobs. It's through the many innovative programs that we've heard about throughout this conference that help us to continue to build that supply and close that workforce shortage that we know is going to continue to threaten the security and stability going forward. As you go and attend the conference today, I want you to think about the different pathways you took to getting into your cybersecurity career fields, and how you might be able to leave the door open for others that are following behind you. I also encourage you to examine what internships, fellowships, apprenticeships, upskilling, and retooling programs that you can launch or expand or help create in your communities that serve as pathways into the cybersecurity workforce. For example, here at FIU, we have a broad range of workforce development programs for both students and professionals. For example, we're one of the few Department of Labor awarded cyber apprenticeship programs, again, funded by the Department of Labor, that help us build talent in the university and pathway them into a workforce that is already ready to embrace that talent as they search for qualified, skilled labor to build out their respective workforces. We also have a cyber threat intelligence fellowship program for an exclusive group of students that merit it based on GPA and a series of screening to ensure that they align with the threat intel analyst work roles. And then we build a semi-closed ecosystem around those students in which we not only provide cyber threat intel analyst workforce skills, but also vital soft skills, analytic methods, analytic writing, the ability to brief, critical thinking. We fuse those really important soft skills in with the hard skills that they're learning in the cyber threat intel analyst role to help position those students for careers in the U.S. intelligence community workforce. Right now, roughly 75% of our students make it into the U.S. intelligence community. And if you're familiar with that workforce, it's a very difficult workforce to break into. But the fact that we've aligned those workforce needs and using the NICE framework, we've aligned that with what the U.S. intelligence community is telling us they need as part of their future cybersecurity workforce. And then forthcoming, we have a veterans and first responder training program funded by the NSA. It was a grant awarded to the University of West Florida as the consortium lead. And FIU's role in it is to develop professional education programming as well as student programming around two really important work roles, cyber threat analyst and digital forensics analyst. And so that program is actually starting to form now, and early part of 2021 we'll begin some of the programming that will help move professionals that are retooling, upskilling, or our students that we're moving into the workforce in that cyber threat intel analyst or cyber threat analyst and digital forensic analyst workforces. And so those are just some of the programs that we're doing here at the university. Last, before I give the floor back to Randy and we kick off the final day of the conference, I want to give a shout out to Randy, who's done an exceptional job emceeing and helping champion the management of this effort, as well as Barbara Perez-Feronis, Catherine Dagon, Jenny Rivera, and the FIU IT team, as well as Mike Preble from New America. I think they have put together an exceptional conference this year, given the fact that we had to pivot, adapt, and overcome at the last minute to make sure that we could still bring this conference to you despite, of course, the global pandemic. And so with that, Randy, I want to thank you and all that you and your team across the university, New America, and the broader community for putting this program together. And I kick it back over to you.
Thank you so much, Brian. Very much appreciate that. But let's turn it right over and get the day